Welcome into episode 73 of Around the Felt. We have a special edition for you guys today. A lot of new faces. We got Max, we got Walmart, we got Jake, we got Alex, we got Austin, we got Reagan, and of course, we got our Roger Goodell today. David and Pop-Tart Kenny will be joining us shortly. So every man today has 4 picks, and we're going to run through a mock draft. Trades are allowed, and there have been some trades already made that will be announced. DROCK, are you ready to roll, Mr. Roger Goodell?
Yeah, we are, baby. What is going on, everybody? And welcome into the 2024 NFL Draft. How are we all doing today?
Boo.
Nice.
Boo. Get off the stage.
Get off the stage, Roger.
Boo.
Get off the stage.
I'm so I'm so glad everybody has gathered tonight to have this draft ceremony. And in addition to that, last year, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Did a phenomenal job there. To Patrick Mahomes and the rest of the squad. We're going to kick things off tonight with the Chicago.
Taylor Swift's not going to sleep with you,
with
dude.
the Bears. All right, we're going to interrupt Goodell the whole time. He's going to fucking hop off. Well, now, with the first pick, we're going to the Bears. They're on the clock. I gotta share my screen now.
Share the screen, Dave.
I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it.
Okay.
Give me one sec.
We can see the screen.
Can you guys hear? No.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys can't hear?
Sick.
Yes, we can.
I heard you.
Can you even hear me?
Yes, dude.
We can hear you.
Well, I can't hear you guys now. What's going on?
All right. Well,
Yeah, we're having technical difficulties. I can't hear you guys.
That's good. That's a great way to start, Dave.
Hold on. All right, we're back. We're back. I hear you guys. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Can
no,
you guys-
I definitely can.
Sorry. With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams, USC.
Wow. We saw that one coming. Walmart, explain why you took Caleb Williams.
Yeah, probably could see it coming from a mile away. Caleb's obviously the easy pick. Widely known as a generational talent. Although I'm not fully bought in on the generational talent around him, I do think he's a great prospect, the best prospect in the draft. Great ability to improvise, can make all the throws, great arm ankles. Gets compared to Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, guys in that tier. It's always a great comparison to have. And the Bears, they've been deprived of a franchise quarterback for quite some time now. Ryan Poles has set up Caleb Williams for a whole lot of success, bringing in 2 wide receiver ones, bringing in DeAndre Swift to help the run game. Already a great defense. You have a top 10 tight end potentially in Cole Kmet. So it's just the right pick here. It's the easy pick, and you got your guy, Chicago.
Let's go.
Great. That was awesome. And now the Washington Commanders are on the clock.
I am the Commanders. Dave, I submitted my pick.
With the second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Drake May, quarterback, North Carolina.
Yeah, buddy. Walmart, come on. You must be happy with this one. My
It's a great pick, Tom. That's a great pick, brother.
Yeah, really tempted to go JJ McCarthy for your Commanders, but
Yeah, all right.
yeah, so it's been really interesting the way the odds have shifted here. So Schefter dropped a little thing on a podcast, which he said was taken out of context, that jokingly he said they can start getting their Jaden Daniels jerseys and the odds went to minus 220 for Jaden Daniels. Since then, it's now become even between Drake May and Jaden Daniels. I don't think people really know where the Commanders are going to go. Apparently, Jaden Daniels' agent and Jaden himself were not happy that the Commanders this week had all the quarterbacks in at the same time. But ultimately, I landed on Drake May. He probably is the most boomer bust of the quarterbacks in the top of the draft, in my opinion. He has insane arm talent. He makes throws all over the field, particularly in the middle of the field, which is so important in the NFL. He hits tight windows. He goes through his progressions. Yeah, the stats regressed in 2023, but the talent for the UNC roster was not the same that it was in 2022, where he won the ACC Offensive Player of the Year award. Clearly, Commanders going quarterback. They need it. Now, I'm sure some Commanders fans are a little weary of taking another UNC quarterback, but he's a different level of prospect than Sam Howell, and I think he could be an absolute stud in Washington.
Awesome. All right. The New England Patriots are on the clock.
Oh, I sent it in.
Dave, you got to check your phone there, Roger.
Yeah, we're all
What?
texting in the same group chat, Dave, so that we
I
can.
have my
sent it
phone.
separately, too.
No, I got the text. The pick submitted.
So this is so we can eliminate the weird 10 seconds of no talking.
Okay, fine. With the third pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Jaden Daniels, quarterback, LSU.
Yeah, no, he kind of just falls into my lap here at 3 and got a new head coach there, new regime, looking for their guy. Feel like he just fits the mold. Watched him ever since he was a freshman at Arizona State. Remember he threw for around 400 yards against Oregon and to kill Oregon's college football playoff hopes. And ever since then, I've been paying attention to him. Transfers to LSU, gets another shot there, balls out, wins the Heisman this year, almost 4,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards, and obviously wins the Heisman. Just hasn't looked back since, and been moving up the draft boards and the draft hype the entire process. And it's just feels like an easy pick here. And I mean, if I'm the Patriots, I'm happy getting him at 3.
It's a phenomenal pick. Phenomenal pick.
Okay, Cardinals are on the clock. With the fourth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State.
Yeah, so this is a no-brainer. No Rondell Moore, no Hollywood Brown. Kyler finally gets his number one guy. Hopefully that improves his game. Hopefully that improves the Cardinals as a team. But yeah, you can't pass up on a guy like that.
Pretty self-explanatory. All right. The Los Angeles Chargers are on the clock. With the fifth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Joe Alt.
Yes, they do.
Wow. Tight end, Notre Dame.
Nope, tackle, but
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know why
it's
I said
okay.
tight end. That's on me.
Tackle, bro. The best.
No
Hey,
worries.
at least I got to pick 5 to fuck it up, so.
Yeah, no worries. All right, yeah. So I went Joe Alt here for the Chargers. I could have gone either him or Neighbors. I went with Alt. This guy's a monster. 6'9", 321. We haven't seen a guy this size in a long time. So hopefully he pans out. But I mean, his combine numbers were crazy. He was the number 1 rated offensive lineman after the combine. Dude ran a 5.05, so he's a beast. 2-time All-American. I expect big things from him, and I think he'll pair nicely with Rashawn Slater. So, and it'll be, honestly, with the coaching change and Harbaugh coming in, I think he's going to want to run the ball, and I think this fits in well. How do you win games? You win in the trenches, so he gets a nice pair, and it'll protect Justin Herbert so he doesn't have to worry about breaking his ribs again.
Okay. The New York Giants are on the clock.
Is that Kenny?
With the 6th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants Select Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU. Kenny, give your reasoning why you picked him. I love the pick, so.
I'm sorry I was getting settled in over here, but no, this is where the Giants go and get finally, hopefully, a wide receiver one. I think they're going to stick with Daniel Jones for one more year, maybe take a guy later in the draft. I don't think this is a spot where they go McCarthy. I could see, them slotting him in right away next to Hyatt and Wandale in that backfield that wide receiver room, and just giving Daniel Jones more weapons and kind of going from there and seeing if this is what gets Daniel Jones over that hump.
Love it. Was all on board with it. All right, Titans are on the clock. The pick has not been submitted. So please submit the pick.
I believe that is Jake, correct?
Leave it to Jake. He's shaking and baking. What's he going to do?
Oh, my God.
Pick is in. All right.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Dallas Turner. What university did he go to?
Alabama. Yeah, man, I like Turner. To be honest, I think he's a really good pass rusher. I think Tennessee needs that. At first, I was thinking Joe Alt, but Chargers selected him. So I think with him in Tennessee, it'll definitely help them out in the pass rush defensively. And I think he can definitely be a force in Tennessee for years to come.
All right, the Falcons are on the clock. Pick has still not been submitted. Never mind. Okay, with the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Quinyon Mitchell. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Toledo, cornerback. Let's go.
Yeah, so I picked Quinyon Mitchell because I believe he's the number one cornerback in the draft. And looking at the Atlanta Falcons' needs, they really need help at the edge, and they also need help at cornerback. He is a 6-foot guy, and you've seen in the past with all the 6-foot cornerbacks that gone, they've played very well, and I think he's a great fit for the Atlanta Falcons.
I love that pick. I took Mitchell in my mock. He's plus 370 to go top 10 if you guys want to sprinkle on that.
I also love that pick. I would have taken him there too.
Okay, the Bears are back on the clock. Okay, we have an announcement. The Vikings trade pick 108 and a 1st and 2nd rounder in the 2025, and the Bears will move up from 9 to 11.
Wow. The Vikings jump up 2 spots. Who are they taking here, Alex?
We're going to take J.J. McCarthy here at 9. I didn't really see the value in trading all the way up to 4, giving up the extra first-round pick. And with so many holes to fill this year with the Vikings, and I think you get your guy, and I think in the right system, I think you can be a very good player in the league, and I think the Vikings head coach is definitely suited to do that, and their offense has been fantastic with Kirk Cousins, and I think you get another really accurate quarterback, and his statistics at Michigan showed that, although his tape left little to be desired just because they didn't need him to make all the throws, but that doesn't mean that he can't make them. So it's really that question of whether he will take that step up to the next level. And I think that in the right system, I think that he will. And I think this system is going to be well suited for him, especially with a quarterback friendly receiver in Justin Jefferson, in my opinion, the best in the league, and weapons around him. It's just, I think this is giving him a good chance to succeed. And I think in another, just like at Michigan, with another good chance to succeed, I think he'll do just that. So I think this is a pick for them that I think they get good value at 9, as opposed to trading up to like 4, giving up the extra first rounder, and they ensure that they they ensure that they get their guy, and as opposed to waiting and seeing if a team drafts ahead of them or trades ahead of them.
All right, Jets on the clock. With the 10th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Brock Bowers, tight end, Georgia.
Yeah, this is an easy pick for me here. The only other thing I could see the Jets attacking would be offensive line. I know they have Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses now at the tackle spots, but I'm not convinced Tyron Smith's going to be able to play a full season. However, Bowers is a blue chip prospect. You're in win now mode with Aaron Rodgers, and he gives them the best chance to win next season by inserting him into the lineup to play alongside Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. That is a phenomenal young trio of weapons for the Jets. I'm sure every Jets fan would be absolutely pumped with this pick. Bowers started 3 years at Georgia, athletic freak to the point where they're giving him end arounds and he's scoring from 40 yards out. It's a tight end. So that type of player at a position of need for the Jets, I don't know. I think he elevates their offense significantly more than what an offensive lineman would at this point. And is a deep offensive lineman draft, so they could potentially target a tackle later on. But for right now, Brock Bowers is the pick that gives the Jets the best chance to win in 2024.
Awesome. So now it's the Bears, right? Or it's still so the Bears are on the clock. And I can't flip this. I don't think I can. Should I just trade these two?
You can't trade now. You had to trade before.
I can't flip them right now? Yeah, I guess I can. All right.
Nah, it's too late. It's fine.
It's on me. That's on me. All right. With the 11th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Talisi Fugala. Let's go.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people would think Romo Dunze here, just receiver in general, but I don't really love the idea of bringing in a rookie receiver into a receiver room. Yes, there's pros and cons to bring him in with two wide receiver ones there with DJ and Keenan Allen to learn under, but at the same time, I don't think he'll get the volume that is required for a rookie receiver to progress the way that we would want him to. I also think protecting your rookie quarterback is the most important thing, and Talisi Fuaga is my second favorite tackle prospect in the whole draft. In around 1,600 total snaps, he let up 0 sacks the entire time. He's shown some struggles in the run block technique, but his pass blocking upside is just too good to pass on. He's shown clear athleticism at his size that would easily be able to allow him to progress in the run block game. So he's my guy, 6'6", 334. Get your tackle, protect your quarterback, and get rolling.
All right. Broncos on the clock. With the 12th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix, Oregon.
Wow.
So we got the first big in this draft.
Wow.
So Sean Payton's not getting any younger. He's back half of his career, well beyond that back half. And he's got to start developing a quarterback now. And I don't think there's, out of all the quarterbacks in the draft right now, I'm not sure if there's a better one more suited for Sean Payton. He was in college for 4 or 5 years, whatever it ended up being. He was starting for Auburn, Oregon. He was there all over the place. He's seen several different schemes. And honestly, with his accuracy and precision, I really think that fits what Sean Payton's looking for. They lacked that with Russell Wilson last year, and he realized that. I think he attacks that efficiency kind of quarterback, and that's what he's going to get in Bo Nix.
All right. Raiders on the clock.
Wow.
That is a ballsy pick there, Sean Payton.
Cojones.
With the 13th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select J.C. Latham. Latham.
Ah,
Alabama.
close enough. Yeah, so here obviously Odunze was staring me in the face, but I think the Raiders have bigger needs than getting a number 3 wide receiver for their team right now. So I went with Latham here. He played right tackle in college, so you still can have Colton Miller on the left side. This is a team that obviously needs to protect their quarterback. I could have gone quarterback here, but it would have been a reach. So assuming as of now, Aiden O'Connell's still the starting quarterback for next year, it gets him some protection. And I think this team's going to be passing the ball a lot more next year. Obviously, they let Josh Jacobs go. Zamir White is slated in to be the starting running back next year. So they need to be able to pass protect. And one thing he does best out of the two is pass protect. So I think this can honestly help the team out a lot and allow Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers to get open and have more time. So that's the pick there.
All right. Saints on the clock. With the 14th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Byron Murphy, Texas.
Yeah, so this is a spot I think if how the draft has played out this way, the Saints might look to move out. I think it's a little bit of a reach for them in this spot, but both offensive linemen I wanted happen to go already, and I think that's the direction that they want to go and need to go because they just have a lot of injury concerns on that line, especially at right tackle. But I mean, they have a big need at defensive line as well, so I think this is a guy that can clog up the middle for them. Very athletic guy, showed a lot of promise over his 3 years. He was a first team All Big 12 this year, was up for defensive lineman of the year. I think he was second team all pro or whatever. Either way, I think this is a spot. They could also look at Odunze. I was looking at it, staring me in the face, but I think they have a lot bigger needs. Like, Reagan was just saying with his pick, there's a lot bigger needs here. Odunze is staring in the face and someone's going to get a good receiver. But I think in this spot, they gotta secure the trenches over there in New Orleans and start building this thing up.
All right. Colts on the clock. With the 15th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Kool-Aid Akinstry.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that the Colts secondary could definitely use some help. Their cornerback starters last year were Juju Brents and Amir Speed. Saw a lot of miscommunication along with, complacency, some inexperience in that Colts secondary. I think McKinstry, a 3-year starter, former 5-star prospect, can definitely help this secondary out. He's a smart football player, communicates well on the back end. He's a good press man player, can definitely be on the island. You don't have to worry about that. He's a serious guy. He knows ball, and so I think he can definitely help the Colts secondary.
All right. Seahawks on the clock. With the 16th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Troy Fautanu, Washington. Did I pronounce that right? Did Goodell pronounce that right? Fautanu?
Yeah.
That's
sure.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think
Goodell, you just gotta act like you fucking own it, dude.
I'm pretty sure it's Fautanu.
Don't be a pussy.
Yeah. Well, I
All
picked
right,
Troy.
Jake, you're off the stream if you're gonna act like that. Don't curse.
Well, I picked Troy here. He's a great offensive lineman. He played for Washington. He helped protect Penix. I think the Seahawks are going to move him into the left guard spot right next to Cross. And I think he's going to be a great help to protect Geno. And he's also going to be really good in the run. He's going to boost that offensive line that they need help on.
All right. Jags on the clock.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jags got to send in their pick.
I think the Jags are working the phones here.
They work in the phones.
I mean, hey, Dave, why don't you do a quick recap of where we're at so far, since we're at the halfway point anyway for the viewers? Maybe you just go from 1 to 16 and let everyone know.
Oh, never mind. Picks
Yeah,
in.
Reagan, that idea got shot.
No, Dave, still do it. Still do it. Still do it.
What do you mean? I'm just gonna literally be saying the same players that I said when they were drafted. What do you want
Yeah,
me to
just
do?
be like, we're at the halfway point. Just give a quick recap of the first 16 taken so people know.
All right, everybody. We have picked now 16 guys. The draft is going very smoothly. Goodell is pronouncing everybody's name right. Clearly, number 1 was Caleb Williams. 2 was Drake May. 3 was Jaden Daniels. Phenomenal move. 4 was Marvin Harrison. 5 was Joe Alt, which is very surprising. I mean, good, solid player, but I did not think that he'd fall that early. Malik Neighbors, Kenny, I freaking love you. I'm buying his jersey as soon as the Giants sign him. Dallas Turner, Quinyon Mitchell. There was a very interesting trade going on through today. Goodell was taking note of it as he was speaking with the Bears and the Minnesota Vikings organization. But that flip swapped 9 and 11, and the Vikings got JJ McCarthy, right? Or no? No, the Bears got.
No, the Vikings took JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, the Vikings. Yeah. I was very confused what I did there. And then Brock Bowers to the Jets. That's unfortunate. His career is not going to be as good there. And then the Bears took the guy I can't pronounce. Bo Nix going on in pick 12, pretty intense. I think that's also pretty early fall. And then JC Latham, Byron Murphy, Kool-Aid McKinstry, coolest name in the draft, and Troy Fantanu. So let's get rolling into so the picks in. All right, with the 17th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Romeo Dunes. Jesus Christ, David. Romo Dunes, wide receiver, Washington.
Yeah, I mean, it's the easiest pick, I think, of the draft besides Caleb Williams. He fell to 17, which is absolutely crazy. He's my second favorite receiver in the draft behind Marvin Harrison. I do love Malik Neighbors, but there's something about Rome, 6'3", 215. The 4.45 speed, but big hands, big frame, elite ball skills. Never shied away from the big moments or competition. His senior season, 92 catches, 1,700 yards, 14 touchdowns. My biggest takeaway with him is that I just think he'll be too strong and too skilled for defenders with his ability to create separation, just high point the ball, out muscle defenders flat out. There's too much to like about him. It gives me Jamar Chase-esque as a prospect. So falling to 17 for the Jaguars, where they just lost Calvin Ridley, they're kind of looking for that wide receiver one. Pair him up with Christian Kirk, give Trevor Lawrence, a huge weapon and let him roll.
All right. Bengals on the clock. With the 18th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Bengals select Xavier Worthy. Stud.
Too far there, Goodell.
Yeah, he's from Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going too far.
Yeah, I don't.
Huh. Where is Worthy? You definitely passed him.
Just
type of man. Yeah. So
69.
Here,
wow.
Yeah, that's actually very low. That's not accurate at all. But yeah, I went with Xavier Worthy here for the Cincinnati Bengals. T. Higgins requesting a trade. It seems like they don't want to pay him the extension, although he said he anticipates to play in Cincinnati. I think on draft night, he will be moved. And Xavier Worthy is a cheaper replacement. The guy broke the 40-time record in the combine with a 4.21. He's a definition of speed. He's a phenomenal route runner. He would have put up better stats if Quinn Ewers wasn't so bad. I'm not a Quinn Ewers fan, but this Texas team was dominant because their defensive line and the weapons that they had. Xavier Worthy would be a really fun addition next to Jamar Chase, different play styles, but I think they'd mesh really well in Cincinnati, and Joe Burrow has the arm to reach him downfield. I think this is a phenomenal pick for the Bengals, and that offense becomes that much more explosive.
Rams on the clock. With the 19th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, Jesus, Goodell's off one tonight. Select Latu, UCLA.
You gonna say his first name, or not even gonna try?
You can go for it.
I'm not even gonna try either. But you're the Goodell. It's your job. Yeah, I picked Latu. I mean, this dude coming off the edge I know he's not going to be an Aaron Donald. Nobody's going to be an Aaron Donald, but Rams are missing presence in that backfield. And with the pickup of Ladu, that could definitely help them up in their scheme. I think he's unblockable. I don't think many tight ends can really block him. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a increase from a college Pac-12 tight end compared to an NFL tight end, but I still think he's going to give tight ends a run for their money. I think he's going to be very difficult to guard. I think he's going to be a menace in the backfield, and I think he's going to be a stud in the NFL.
All right. Steelers on the clock.
Check the chat, Dave. They just did something.
Uh-oh. Trade alert. Justin. The Bills trade pick 28, 60, and 133 to the Steelers trade the 20th pick and the 84th pick. Wow. Big moves. Okay, so the Bills are going to take Fashanu Sue. Yeah.
No, dude, no.
What?
No, no, they're taking you gotta scroll
did I
up.
read
That
that
was
wrong?
my pick. Yeah, you did. That's my pick
Oh
for
my
the
God.
Dolphins.
Get this guy off the stage, man.
Yeah, Jesus
Yeah, I think we
Christ.
owe him a round of
Sorry, guys. I read that wrong.
Mitchell.
Oh,
Mitchell, the wide
Adonai.
receiver.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
just went right down. Adonai Mitchell. Sorry. I spoiled that.
No, we're good. So Bills trade out 8 spots to get their guy, the replacement of Stephon Diggs. It's a little mesh between Diggs, Davis, and honestly, he might have a little bit more skill than both of them coming out of college. He's got incredible speed. Like, I think goes under the rug just because his teammate ran a 4.2. But wow, Mitchell running a 4.3 and change at 6'2", 6'1", 210 it's incredible. So Josh Allen gets his guy, one of the strongest arms in the league, with one of the faster receivers in the league. It's going to be a pair that will definitely be a threat to the NFL, and everyone's going to be stressing about it in due time.
All right. Dolphins on the block. On the clock. Okay, pick 20. With the 2024 NFL Draft, the Dolphins select Shanu Stu.
No. Nope.
It's Olu Fashanu, dude.
Olu.
Read the goddamn name.
Olu.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Sue.
We took the Penn State tackle. That's why I put PSU. Yeah, so I took
Okay.
Olu
I
Fashanu
was
here
like,
for the
what?
Dolphins.
Sorry.
You're good. Yeah, I took Olu Fashanu here. The Dolphins are
Yo.
just licking their chops here at 21. With a guy like of this caliber and potential talent to fall to them at 21, I'm sure they didn't expect that. But the way the drafts come out, he's one of the better pass protectors in this draft class, something the Dolphins obviously want to do. And with their scheme of trying to get outside, a tackle like this that's very versatile and can move will be nice in the run game. Really setting up some good blocks for Mostert and yeah, I'm excited for this pick. I really am. So, and I think this ends up bumping Austin Jackson in the guard this move, but the Dolphins just keep tooling up that line. And the biggest need is to protect Tua because we all know he is one concussion, unfortunately, away from probably being retired. So they really need to address the O-line here and continue to build in the trenches.
That's a phenomenal pick. I can't believe Olu fell to 21.
Yeah, made the pick easy on me.
Olu.
Yeah, damn. Goodell's a moron. Okay. Eagles on the clock. With the 22nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the disgusting Philadelphia Eagles select Terrion Arnold, Alabama.
Yeah, it took Arnold here for the Eagles. I did think this was a very easy one with Slay and Bradbury getting into their 30s now. That room's getting old, and they need another depth piece here to kind of get a younger group in there for them at corner. This guy can play all over the field. He played multiple positions at Alabama. It's exactly what they could just slot in. Injuries happen. He can go play in the slot. He can play safety if needed. I think this is exactly a guy that, I mean, I hope he doesn't play well for my Giants, but I think he's a guy that's going to be a great fit there. He's going to move all over, and they're going to start being able to get rid of Slay and Bradbury slowly over time as this guy develops, as they get into the ladder of their career now.
All right. Vikings on the block. I mean, on the clock, not on the block. With the 23rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Jazan Newton, Illinois.
Yeah, no, I like Jerzon Newton. I honestly think he's the best interior defensive lineman in this class. His pass rush moves, his block shedding, he just looked best tape, I think, of any interior defensive lineman in the draft. And I mean, his size and maybe some of his athletic traits leave a little bit to be desired, but I think his pass rush moves and then his block shedding at the line of scrimmage and at the point of attack are just second to none in this class. And I think the Vikings being able to pair him with Harrison Phillips on the inside, who's maybe getting a little bit older now, but I think does well for them and helps them out going forward with some of the edge signings they've had this past offseason. So I think that them getting him ensures that they have a very good defensive line this coming year, and so I think that this is what they'll do.
All right, Dallas on the clock. With the 24th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Amarius Mims, Georgia.
Yeah, so I picked Mims here. They let Tyron Smith walk in free agency. They need no tackle. They can keep him at the tackle spot, or they can slide him in and slide Tyler Smith to the outside. So they kind of have the option to place it wherever they need. But yeah, I think that's the right pick for them.
Phenomenal pick. Mims a great value at 24.
All right. Green Bay on the clock. With the 25th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Graham Barton. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm super upset to see Amarius Mims go. The pick before me was definitely going to take him there, but Graham Barton's definitely a good second option. With Bakhtiari and Runyon gone, you need to fill those holes. So I think Barton's ceiling is really high. I know his short arms are a concern, but he had just great production in his college career. He excelled at the tackle position, but I think the Packers are going to definitely test him out at center and guard, see what he can do at those positions. But I do like the pick. I do like Barton as a prospect, and I think it fits the Packers' needs, perfectly.
All right. Bucks are on the clock. With the 26th pick In the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Bucks select Jared Verse, Florida State.
Yeah, the Bucks need to replace Shaq Barrett, who left. They need more juice on that defensive line with Vita Vea. Jared Verse was getting top 10 buzz last year before he decided to return to Florida State for his senior season. Last year, he had 9 sacks and 12 and a half TFLs after he had 9 sacks and 17 TFLs in 2022. He is an older prospect. He transferred to Florida State from JUCO, but he's got a lot of juice on the edge. Tampa Bay is run the band back this year after winning the division last year. So I think they're pretty solid on the offensive side of the ball. They need to address the defense, though, add more juice to the pass rush because, I mean, that's when Tampa Bay is really good. They are always getting after the quarterback. I think Verse at 25 is a phenomenal value. 26 is a phenomenal value for Tampa Bay.
All right. Cardinals on the clock. Trade alert. Trade alert. Just in.
What trade?
The Arizona Cardinals trade pick 27 to the Bengals for T. Higgins.
Yes, sir. I take Xavier Worthy at 18 for Cincinnati and ship away T. Higgins for pick number 27. It just makes a lot of sense for Cincinnati. They have to pay Jamar Chase. Burrow's already under that big contract. They can't pay 2 wide receivers a combined over $50 million, or it could even push $60 million with the way that Jamar Chase looks like he's going to get paid. So I think the Bengals get cheaper at the position. They add a receiver earlier at 18, and I'm trading T. Higgins for pick 27 to address the defense.
I would love to hear why the Cardinals traded that pick. I'd love to hear the mindset.
Yeah, I mean, I just like you said, the Bengals can't afford him, and the Arizona can, and Arizona another weapon to bear with Harrison Jr. to give when they lose all their weapons this past offseason, and Kyler Murray has 2 great weapons right away. I mean, 2 new guys he's got to build some chemistry with, but those are 2 guys that it's going to seem pretty easy for him. And yeah, it just makes too much sense for both sides, and one can afford to pay, one can't. One needs a receiver, and they both address a lot of needs that they both have. So.
All right.
T. Higgins and Marvin Harrison Jr. is disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Okay. So now the Bengals are on the clock. With the 27th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Bengals select Cooper DeJean.
It's been a while, boys. It's been a while.
I'm going Cooper DeJean here. Yes, he is a white corner, but he does have safety flexibility. He's an elite athlete, ran a 4.46 at his pro day, had 7 INTs at Iowa, returning 3 for touchdowns with 13 passes defended. That's only over the last 2 seasons. The Bengals defense was actually terrible last year and ranked bottom 8 in the league. I understand you have a lot of firepower on offense, but you don't want to have Joe Burrow being shootouts all the time. They need to add some juice to the defense. The secondary, they brought back Von Bell, but after losing Jesse Bates, it just wasn't really at the same level. I think they need some young talent back there. And DeJean, who is a Swiss Army knife, can play multiple positions for them, and I think he upgrades their defense on day one.
All right. Steelers on the clock. With the 28th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Zach Frazier.
Yeah, so the Steelers go back to their old ways. They get this gritty center. They build up that line. They brought in Arthur Smith as the OC this year, so they're going to attack the run game. They're good enough in the backfield to get that going. All they need is a centerpiece. And honestly, with the guys they got last year, I can see that line take a huge jump for this next year. And the run game will be good. Now, some people have been talking about receiver for the Steelers. I'm not sold that Arthur Smith is going to be putting his name out there and trying to get a receiver for this team. I think they're going to be all right with Pickens. I think Calvin Austin's going to do fine for number 2 and whoever else they have there. So that's my pick. I think Zach Frazier is going to be the guy that brings the Pittsburgh way back to Pittsburgh.
All right. Detroit on the clock. Uh-oh. Trade alert. Trade alert. The Detroit Lions trade pick 29 to the Raiders. And the Raiders get, the 29th pick. And the 7th pick, too. Is that right? Coming from the Raiders organization?
A seventh rounder.
Oh, 7th rounder?
They get the Raiders get the 29th pick and then the 249th pick, which is the 7th rounder. The Lions get the Raiders' 2nd round pick, which is 44th. They get their 5th rounder, 148th, and then they get a 2025 6th round pick. So my thought process here with this trade was the Lions get the move back, get some more capital. There's nobody they need right now. The Raiders get desperate and they give up some picks. So Lions get to stockpile some more picks. Move back. And and then I'll let you announce the picks, then I can explain who the Raiders traded.
Okay. With the 29th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Raiders select Penix.
Yeah, so my thought process here, Raiders, they're not sold on Aiden O'Connell. They need to get a quarterback for the future. Michael Penix, he can slang that thing. We clearly saw that this year. I mean, he fits into that category of gunslingers. You gave him Devontae Adams. They obviously went and got J.C. Latham early. They got Colton Miller, so they have the line to protect him. They got the weapons. Michael Mayer as well, Jacoby Myers. This offense is going to be humming this year. And the reason why they trade up is they don't want to risk him not being there at 44. And then you also get the 5th-year option on him by doing that. So it gives them a little more flexibility. And it'll be interesting to see if we have a quarterback battle there or if they end up shipping Aiden O'Connell in the later rounds.
All right. Ravens on the clock. With the 30th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Tyler Guyton.
It's Guyton.
Whatever. I figured I said it wrong.
Yeah, this one was an easy one for me. They traded Morgan Moses to the Jets back in March, so that opened up the right tackle spot. That Stanley's also had a lot of injury concern at left tackle, and this guy has played left tackle in college before, so he's able to swing over there if needed. But he'll have a chance to compete for the starting right tackle job right away. It's just a big need for them on a team that really doesn't have many needs, but assuring that line for an all world type quarterback, it just makes way too much sense for them to ignore the fact that they traded away Moses and go into it with the guys on the roster.
All right. Niners on the clock. With the 31st pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Chop Robinson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know that the 49ers, they got Bosa. They just signed Leonard Ford, but that defensive line rotation, they always need bodies. That's edge rotation. They always need bodies. Full name, Damian Robinson. Nickname was Pork Chop because he was 11 pounds at birth. Oh, my God, dude. This guy, he's elite level athlete, elite athleticism. Originally was at Maryland, transferred to Penn State. Possesses rare explosiveness and speed to overall blockers across him. I mean, he had 9.5 sacks over the last 2 years at Penn State. To be honest, hot take, I think he can get that year one with the Niners defense. If he is used properly, I think with the rotation that he's used properly, he can get that in year one. Hot take.
All right. Kansas City Chiefs in the clock for the last pick. Who they going with? With the 32nd and last pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Super Bowl champs Kansas City Chiefs select Brian Thompson. Thomas, sorry.
Thomas, you dumbass.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm running through these text
Honestly,
messages.
I think this guy fell in my lap at the 32nd pick. I honestly wasn't expecting to grab him. His combine, he ran a 4.33. The Chiefs need a receiver in their needs, and I think he just fits them. Yeah, honestly, this guy just fell into the Chiefs' lap, and they got richer.
They got richer.
Hell
The
yeah!
rich get richer there. Can't believe
what a
Brian Thomas
draft,
Jr.
fellas.
fell. Yeah.
What
I
a
mean,
draft.
That was crazy, man. We had a lot of wild trades. I mean, some things that stick out to me like a sore thumb was Rome Odunze falling 17 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Did not see that coming. McCarthy falls to 9. The Vikings don't have to move up and jump the Giants. The Giants pass on McCarthy. That was interesting. A lot of tackles go. A lot of receivers go. We had 6 quarterbacks go in the first round. That was nuts as well. With Bo Nix going 12 and then Penix going 29 to the Raiders. I mean, your guys' thoughts, man. Like, what sticks out to you?
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what everyone has to say.
Joe Alt, number 5. 100%.
I don't.
How is that crazy? That's not crazy at all. Like,
No,
Joe,
it's not.
That's
I thought the Titans were immediately going to get him, and that threw me off. That the fact that I was like, oh, I thought the Titans were going to get. I didn't even think that the Chargers were going to get him because I wasn't even worried about the Chargers. So I was like, damn.
You don't think there's a chance he goes?
No,
seven's the earliest.
No,
he
that's
goes.
not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he can 100% go. I was just, as I had the Titans pick, I was expecting the Titans to pick him. That just threw me a curveball.
Yeah, Harbaugh has publicly said that like he loves his O-line and he loves building the trenches. So I actually think that's exactly where it'll go, is as long as no one jumps or goes to 4 to get a quarterback. Like, yeah, and that's exactly where it'll go.
Yeah, that would be my only, like, from a gambling perspective, that would be my only hesitancy to take Joe Alt at 5 would be just the fact that, not that the Chargers won't take him, it's just somebody will trade it up to 4, and then you're not going to pass on Marvin Harrison. But I mean, hey, he's plus 450 to go top 5 right now, Joe Alt. So I think I'm going to sprinkle on that. I don't know about you guys.
And with Batoff just taking 7 there. Can I get your thoughts on why you went Dallas Turner? I feel like a big issue for them right now is getting protection for Levis. And maybe there's a drop at tackle, but I feel like there's enough tackles in this draft where you probably could have grabbed one of those guys there. So
I think you're definitely right. I was just kind of flustered and like, fuck, Joel is my guy.
You admitted to a panic pick.
Yeah.
Do you not have backups?
For Tennessee, I was thinking, really Joel was my guy. I had backup picks mostly for every other pick except for the first one.
Well, I mean, we don't call you shake and bake for nothing.
I don't know. I like Dallas Turner. He produced well at Alabama. I think he can do well for that edge.
Yeah. I honestly, there were a lot of shockers. I mean, obviously, like we talked about with Odunze falling that far. I mean, I honestly wouldn't be that shocked if he falls that far because I think there's a lot of teams in that, like, I don't know, 10 to 16 range that just have bigger needs, and they're not going to go best player available there because they just have holes that need to be filled than taking a premium player like Odunze. I think I do find it interesting with the Bo Nix pick that early. And I'm just talking from a gambling perspective. Because I would be cool if we all kind of went around and said like one gambling lock we liked for the draft, but his line's at 32.5. So if you really feel that confident, Max, the value is there for him to go that early.
So I've seen that too, and I saw Penix is also at 32.5. So it seems like they're not sure which one between the two is going to go in the first round because we have all of them going in the first round in this mock, but there's several mocks out there where one will slip out. I think the Broncos will try to trade down so they can get their guy, but if they're zoned in on either Nix in this situation or Penix, I think they just bite the bullet and take it right there. They don't risk anyone jumping them and grabbing the guy they're zoned in on. But yeah, I could see him trading down. If this is the way it would pan out, where Rome falls like this, I could see several teams trading up trying to get him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, most people are saying that they don't expect any of the top 3 receivers to last outside the top 10. And another thing to keep in mind for Denver at 12, because that's such a wild card, they do not have a second round pick. So they can't play that game where they hope one of those quarterback falls. It's almost where, yeah, he's not the best player in the board, but it's such a need. And Sean Payton wants his guy that they don't have the ammo to move up to get one of those guys in the back half of the first round. So at 12, they might have to stick and pick. Or if a guy like Rome is on the board, maybe they trade back a few slots. But that's a risky game because you don't know what the Raiders are thinking as well. You know what I mean? And then the Rams at 19 can get one last run with him. But there's a couple teams, man, that you just don't know that could go get one of those quarterbacks.
Yo, I love Cooper DeJean. I mean,
Yeah.
probably because, I mean, white corner, man. We drafted in the first round. You kidding me? Plus, the dude was a stud playmaker at Iowa. I think he's definitely gonna help out Cincinnati's defense, 100%.
Yeah, so that trade materialized before the draft. We had the frameworks in with me and Alex, and that's why I got my receiver at 18 for Cincinnati. And then the way the board fell, I just thought DeJean was a perfect fit for their secondary. I was debating going tackle, but I don't know. I just think they really need more help on defense, and I was stoked that DeJean was there.
Yo, what do you guys think of Chop at 31?
I think that's good value for Chop. I mean, the production was always there at Penn State, but I mean, he's got Micah Parsons level athleticism. Another guy that really, I mean, he was better at Penn State than Chop was, but they just kind of churn out those edge rushers really well at Penn State. I think that's a really good value for the Niners. They did bring over Leonard Floyd from Buffalo.
Yeah.
To play opposite, but that team always loves having pass rushers, and they don't have Armstead anymore as well. So the more bodies they can get the D line, the better. So I thought Chop at 31 was a really good value as well.
I think Brian Thomas Jr. is like one of the biggest sleepers in the whole draft, especially at least in this mock draft. I just think his ceiling is so high, and he's so fast at his size, 6'3", 210. I don't know. I just think there's so many teams that could use a receiver, and I think he kind of belongs in that top tier receiver conversation in this draft. So I'm surprised he fell to where he did, and like we said, the rich get richer.
Yo, Dave, can you screenshot this on your laptop so that once the draft's over, first round's over, we can see the results?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw this probably up on our IG too as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to fix some of the logos there, my boy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna edit on the Cardinals.
Yeah,
as
long as we know the trades that need to be fixed, then we're good.
Yeah. I agree with Walmart. The fact that Brian Thomas Jr. went 32 to the Chiefs, that's such a need for them. It was before the Rashee Rice incident. And, we have him as a sixth receiver in this draft. That's the thing. After the top 3, there's not a consensus on who the next guy is going to be. But, I mean, he led the country in receiving touchdowns last year with 17, playing with Jaden Daniels. Obviously got overshadowed a little bit by Malik Neighbors. But Thomas is an absolute stud. 4.35 speed at his size. He's getting comparisons to A.J. Brown. So Patrick Mahomes would be stoked with that one. And then ideally, Rashee Rice gets a little slap on the wrist, and that offense is ready to roll again to run it back next year.
100%.
We look
surprised to see. Sorry.
I
was supposed to see Jackson Powers Johnson fall the first round. I think he's a lock for the first. And I mean, I like Zach Frazier a lot. He's a good player, but I think Jackson Powers Johnson. I mean, I do have a little bit of Oregon bias being an Oregon fan, but I mean, every single time he played, it was just domination and keeping up with running backs like Bucky Irving down the field on screen passes and getting out in space and just mauling people down the field. I think he might go in the first, and I think he might be one of the best O linemen to come out of this draft.
Yeah, he can play guard too, right?
Yeah, he's got good guard flexibility. He's got size. So.
When I was looking at that Steelers pick, it was between him and Jackson Powers. So,
okay. Yeah.
I was surprised that the corner out of Nate Wiggins out of Clemson fell out of the first round. He ran a 4.29. He does have some flaws in his game, but the athleticism is there. He has long arms, and it's one of those things where NFL evaluators love the traits for defensive backs, and he has every trait that you can want out of a corner. So I think he'd go right away, beginning of round 2, if the draft played out like ours did.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting.
Honestly, if Brian Robinson didn't fall to the Chiefs, I probably would have took him at 32.
I think Kool-Aid.
Brian Robinson.
Even if he fell there too. Like I had so many good options at 32.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for Kansas City, they got Brian Thomas there, which is a home run, but Wiggins also makes sense given that there's a whole opposite of McDuffie now.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they lost Snead.
Yeah. Can I swing back the Rome real quick? So, like, this could just go into the entire group, not just the teams who pick. But, like, the Saints and the Colts, and I feel like there was one more team before he got picked. What do we think about those spots? Do you think they pounce on that kind of guy if they have the opportunity?
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely think so.
Imagine some of them would. I mean, I was kind of shocked the Colts didn't.
I like Kool-Aid,
he was
man.
on my board to take with that Saints pick. It was between him and who I went with. So I was debating it, but I just think the Saints have bigger needs in on the interior. But that's definitely going to be an option for them, especially with Michael Thomas being like useless at this point. So
he's gone. No, they released Michael Thomas. He's not even there anymore.
I know, but he was also useless.
Yeah, huge fall off.
I mean, I can't believe a lot of those teams passed. I will say this: the Bengals at 18, because they had the framework for the T. Higgins trade, were clamoring to move up and get Rome, but got no bites. So unfortunately, he went the pick before.
How many times were you asking Norsky for trade? Was it every time?
I did twice, and Norsky shut me down both times.
Norsky, why do you? Norsky, you gotta explain the reasons why you shut him down.
I think Seattle needed that O lineman more than they needed like the trade. I didn't think Troy was gonna fall any further. Honestly, if he fell, I probably would have took him at one of my other picks. I think I had the Dallas pick as well, so I think it would have fell down to that. But I think he was out of the way. And then for Dallas, I think that's what they needed. They needed that offensive tackle.
So Colin didn't give you a good enough deal.
Yeah, I do feel like
they both needed that.
I do feel like Dallas is a lock in this draft to take an O lineman. I would be shocked if they don't go take a tackle to replace Tyron Smith. I mean, they've been one of those.
I honestly think Seattle. I think Seattle will take their biggest need is interior defense. They need a D tackle, and I thought Murphy was going to fall to me, and then I had to go with my backup, which I still think is a great pick for them. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Dallas, I think offensive tackle 24 is definitely going to be the pick, and they've
got to be.
I mean, that's kind of the same range where they took Tyler Smith a couple years ago, and they got a lot of shit, but they hit a home run with that pick as well. I think for Dallas, they don't have a third-round pick. I think it's going to be tackle in the first, running back in the second, because there's a gaping hole there as well. I think they're like the most obvious team to see like what their needs are and how they're going to address it. And I think Jonathan Brooks out of Texas might be the pick for them in the second round. Anything else, boys? Anything else strike your interest,
Yo, I got an idea. Can we, like, rate everyone's, like, if someone hit, like, I don't know, 4 for 4, we can do, like, a leaderboard of how many times each person hit. Or
you want to go?
What?
What, you want all of us to go through?
Draft grade for each person, you mean?
No, what I'm saying is how everyone did. All of us did. Like, say, for example, I go for 4 for 4. In my picks, like we'll draft like a leaderboard.
All right, sure.
Yeah,
okay.
But that's also
right,
your idea, Jake.
We'll start with Jake's picks. All right, so Jake took Dallas Turner. Does anyone like the pick, or is everyone down on the pick?
Are you guys kidding me? We're talking about after the draft, after like the actual draft.
Yeah, we're not doing it now, Reagan. That makes no sense.
Are you stupid?
Oh, okay. I didn't like the pick. So Jake's 0-1. Let's see what he. Oh,
yeah, I didn't like the pick either.
Oh, Jake. Kool-Aid at 15. Ooh, 0-2. Okay. What do we got?
That was a reach. You reached twice.
I had Turner going to the Falcons.
Who's he got? Was he 23 next? Okay.
No, it was Ladu.
No, he was 19 for the Rams.
Okay, that one's a hit. All right, 1 of 3, Jake. And then Cooper DeJean at 27.
No, he took Chop at 31.
Chop at 31. All right, Jake, I'll give you a 2 of 4. You got a 50%. So I'd say we all can agree you won the draft.
Bro, you guys are tripping, man.
I don't know. The first 2 are reaches, but I do like the second 2. The second 2 are good picks.
I mean, hey, there are reaches every single year.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Are you
I agree with you on that.
flexing that you reached because people reach?
What? No, I'm just saying, like, you gotta shake and bake.
We can put like a poll out on the Instagram for the draft or something, who we think won the draft, or maybe I'll talk to Garrett and see if he can make a graphic with everyone's name and who took what guys, so people know. If that's
I
what
mean,
you're
Romo
implying.
Dunes to the Jaguars at 17 has to be the steal of the draft, right?
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah,
Got
for
it.
sure.
Set up there.
Ryan
No, you
Thompson
set up
at
there
32
nicely.
to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I guess you two
No,
won.
I really like Cooper DeJean, wherever he ended up going. Where was it? The Bengals?
Yeah, 27, baby. T. Higgins
That's a
for Cooper
steal,
DeJean.
too. That's a steal.
Hell yeah, baby. That's what we do. I'll say this: if you're a Bengals fan, you come out here with Xavier Worthy and Cooper DeJean, and you shed the contract of T. Higgins. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll say that this is definitely going to change a lot of my perspective betting on this draft, because looking at some of these lines versus our mock draft and some of the odds, it's definitely a lot different. It's funny to see how different it is.
I'll even say this
Exactly.
about this year's draft in particular. Ian Rappaport, NFL Network, came out and said, like, oh, we have no idea what's going to happen. Like, everything is so up in the air. Obviously, the draft starts at 2, but Washington could throw a curveball and take McCarthy, or like anything can happen in this draft. And then there's so many.
Don't start
clamoring for-
saying bullshit.
I do,
Like-
yeah, I do feel pretty confident that could happen. Honestly, plus 1,700, that's pretty good value for Washington. They should take him.
You guys are just fucking talking nonsense, dog. It's actually ridiculous. If we take JJ McCarthy, I promise you I will burn every
Yo,
Washington.
Reagan,
T.
you got
Rattler.
the lines right in front of you. What are the odds that Caleb Williams is not the first overall pick?
I don't even think there's a line.
Let's
Oh,
see.
there
For
is.
him,
You can have him pick 2 for plus 10,000.
yeah, Jake, you wanna take him at 2? No, I think it's gonna be like what draft day where he just completely falls out. So yeah, Jake.
Yeah,
So we'll take him pick 7. It's not even an
Yeah,
option.
God, Caleb's not going 1.
Yeah, whole fall to the Tennessee Titans at 7. There we go.
Another video like Tunsil.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, let's
Oh
see,
my god,
fellas.
that was nuts. Honestly, I'm still pissed the Giants passed on Tunsil. Like, who gives a shit, dude?
Lines like
Yeah, the guy's smoking weed, man.
Dolphins like rebuilt their whole team off that too.
Yeah, and they traded him for a Hall, which he's been. I mean, he's probably a Hall of Famer at this point. I
Yeah,
mean,
nice.
CJ Stroud
He
loves him,
definitely is
but
a Hall of Famer.
yeah, he's an absolute stud. Says Austin, the Texans fan.
Yep. And then there was also bad rumors around CJ Stroud, and look at how he turned out
Damn.
for his first
I guess
year.
you as a fan has just really helped the players turn out well in Houston.
I guess
I
so,
would have took
dude.
Sauce over Stingley, to be honest, but that's my opinion.
He's playing
Yeah,
very
I
well.
agree with you. Jake, I agree with that. That's a good take.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right,
so
yeah.
anyone got any final thoughts? Otherwise, we'll wrap this up. We really appreciate all you guys coming on tonight, joining us. I'd say that was a pretty big success outside of our commissioner not being able to read or speak. But
Is he still here? Did he leave?
nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, he's still here.
Dave.
Yeah, no, he did a terrible job. I'm so sorry, guys.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Nah,
that was
I'd be
You know
honest
what,
with you,
guys?
Tough
I
in that
sound
season.
got freaking illiterate. I am so sorry. And
No,
with the
no,
trade
man,
too, but
it was
Dude,
honestly
it's okay.
it was
there's
yeah,
always
right.
hey, listen, there's always room for improvement. And guess what? I'll see you
Damn
guys
right.
all next year. So
Hell,
You know
no,
what,
screw
man,
that. We'll do
honestly-
it. Yo, run it back. Same crew, MLB draft. We'll do like all 36 rounds or
oh
whatever
my
it is.
god, no way, no shit.
Well, guys, I really enjoyed being on here, man. This shit was good. You know, around
Yeah,
the felt.
Jake,
Thanks for having
Jake,
me
you
on.
want to let us know like one thing that made you happy and then one thing that made you sad tonight or something like that?
Ah, man, nothing makes me sad, bro. Being with here on you guys was awesome.
I would
Yeah, I
say
like talking to the
admitting that you
fellas.
panic picks is probably something that would make you sad, but it's all right, Jake. We really
I mean, I
appreciate
don't
you
care.
coming on
It's
as well.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
Jake,
being
I
honest.
am
I did panic pick.
Just took a tackle.
Jake, can we maybe get for old time's sake, maybe a Jake's shake and bake gambling pick for the draft?
Dallas Turner, pick number 7 to the Titans.
Oh, let's see the value. Let's see if it's there. Honestly, bro, if that ends up happening, I will take everything back.
What's the line?
I'm gonna look right now. I will eat crow if Dallas Turner goes 7 to the Titans. I think Colin should have to do a punishment, honestly, if that happens, because he's been your biggest critic tonight.
There's
just
no
think,
option for it on FanDuel.
Yeah, there's not even an option. It's not even happening.
It's
They
on
just-
it's on DraftKings. There is okay.
He's favorited to go to Atlanta, right?
He's plus 250 for pick 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atlanta needs edge rushing help, but also they could use a corner.
Well, I mean, Turner was my first pick, and then Jake took him. So
Shake and Bake panicked and screwed over Atlanta.
Yeah, fuck Atlanta.
I still like that pick though.
Can we not give Shake and Bake shit? Like he's trying here.
Bro, I don't give a fuck what they say.
Whoa, what, dude?
Language,
dude,
what? Like,
watch your
why
mouth,
would you?
dude.
I don't understand why you think that would be
Maryland.
okay.
I'm gonna drive down to Maryland.
Record the whole thing now.
Explain to me why you thought that would be okay to do. I'm very curious. All right, for him to go pick 7, plus 2,500. So I'd say that definitely qualifies as Jake's hot takes or shake and bake. So if that hits, Colin definitely has to do a punishment for that.
Yeah, that's hot take.
And then if it doesn't hit, then you have to do the same exact punishment. Can we agree on that?
Whoa, what's the punishment?
I think you have to dye your hair pink, right? Colin, wasn't that a good one that he came up with?
Yo, when I looked back on that video, you guys are like, Jake, we have fucking jobs, man. We're not gonna dye our hair pink. That got me dying, man. I was laughing my ass off. That made my day seeing you guys. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
All right, guys, that wraps up this episode of Around the Felt, our mock draft. Thanks for all of our guests coming on. We'll catch you next week.
Shake and bake.